The Power of the Spoken Word by Florence Scovel Shinn. Chapter 1. Weapon ye know not of. I have weapons ye know not of. I have ways ye know not of. I have channels ye know not of. Mysterious weapons, mysterious ways, mysterious channels. For God works in mysterious ways, His wonders to perform. The trouble with most people is that they want to know the way and the channels beforehand. They want to tell supreme intelligence just how their prayers should be answered. They do not trust the wisdom and ingenuity of God. They pray, giving infinite intelligent definite direction how to work, thereby limiting the Holy One of Israel. Jesus Christ said, "When ye pray, believe ye have it." What could be more simple or direct? Become as a little child if you would enter the kingdom. We might paraphrase the scriptures and say, have the expectancy of a little child and your prayers will be answered. A child waits with joyful expectancy for his toys at Christmas. I give the illustration of the little boy who asked for a drum for Christmas. The child does not lie awake at night, agonizing over his drum, wondering whether it will get it. He goes to bed and sleeps like a top. He jumps out of bed in the morning ready for the happy day before him. He looks with wonder at that which is before him. The grown-up person spends sleepless nights agonizing over his problem. Instead of a drum, he has spoken for a large sum of money. He can't think of any way it can come, and will it come on time? He will tell you he has perfect faith in God, but he would like to know more about the channel and how it is to be done. The answer comes, I have weapons ye know not of. My ways are ingenious, my methods are sure. Trust in me, commit your ways unto me. Committing your ways unto the Lord seems very difficult to most people. It means, of course, to follow intuition, for intuition is the magic path, the beeline to your demonstration. Intuition is a spiritual faculty above the intellect. It is still the small voice, commonly called a hunch, which says, "This is the way, walk ye in it." I refer to intuition very often, for it is the most important part of spiritual development. It is divine guidance. It is the God within. It is the eye which watches over Israel and never slumbers or sleeps. With it, nothing is unimportant. Acknowledge me in all your ways, and I will make plain your path. Remember, despise not the day of small things, or seemingly unimportant events. It is very difficult for a person who has always followed the reasoning mind to suddenly follow intuition, especially people who have what they call regular habits. They are accustomed to doing the same thing every day at the same time. Meals like clockwork, they get up at a certain time and go to bed at a certain time. Any deviation upsets them. We have the power of choice. We may follow the magic path of intuition or the long and hard road of experience. By following the reasoning mind, by following the superconscious, we attain the heights. In the intuition are the pictures of eternal youth and eternal life, where death itself is overcome. We have the power to impress the subconscious mind with the picture of eternal youth and eternal life. The subconscious, being simply power without direction, carries out the idea, and we have our bodies transmuted into the body which can never die. We see this idea partly expressed in the moving picture, The Lost Horizon. Shangri-La was a symbolic picture of the world of the wondrous, where all conditions are perfect. There is a spiritual prototype of your bodies and affairs. I call it the divine design, and this divine design is a perfect idea in your subconscious mind. Most people are far from expressing the divine idea of their bodies and affairs. They have stamped the contrary pictures of disease, old age, and death upon the subconscious. and it has carefully carried out their orders. Now we must give a new order. Let me now express the divine idea in my mind, body, and affairs. If you will impress the subconscious by repeating the statement, you'll be amazed at the changes which will soon take place. You'll be bombarded by a new idea and new ideals. A chemical change will take place in your body. Your environment will change for the better, for you are expanding rapidly into the divine plan, where all conditions are permanently perfect. Lift up your heads, ye gates, and be ye lifted up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord, or Law, strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Now remember, the Bible is talking about thoughts and states of consciousness. Here is a picture of the perfect ideas of the superconscious mind rushing into your conscious mind. Gates and doors are lifted up, and the King of glory comes in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. This King of glory has weapons ye know not of, and puts to flight the army of the aliens. The negative thoughts entrenched in your subconscious for countless ages. These negative thoughts have always defeated the manifestation of your heart's desire. They are the thought forms which you have built up in your subconscious by constantly thinking the same thoughts. You have built up a fixed idea that life is hard and filled with disappointments. You will meet these thoughts as concrete experiences in life, for out of the imaginations of the heart come the issues of life. My ways are ways of pleasantness. We should all build up in consciousness a picture of peace, harmony, and beauty, and someday it will push itself into visibility. The divine idea of your life often flashes across your subconscious as something too good to be true. Very few people fulfill their destinies. Destiny means the place you were destined to fill. We are fully equipped for the divine plan of our lives. We are more than equal to every situation. If we could get the realization back of these words, doors would fly open and channels be cleared. We could actually hear the hum of divine activity, for we would be linked with infinite intelligence which knows no defeat. Opportunities would come to us from unexpected quarters. Divine activity would operate in and through all our affairs, and the divine idea would come to pass. God is love, but God is law. If ye love me, keep my commandments or laws. Dr. Ernest Wilson told me that his first knowledge of truth came through reading Emerson's Concentration. Concentration means loving absorption. We see children lovingly absorbed in their play. We can only be a success in a line which interests us greatly. Great inventors are never really bored with their work, or they will not bring forth great inventions. Never try to force a child to be something he does not want to be. He will only prove a failure. The first step towards success is to be glad you are yourself. So many people are bored by themselves. They have no self-reliance and are always wishing there was someone else. When I was in London, I saw a man on the street selling a new song. It was called "I'm Tickled to Death, I'm Me." I thought that it was a wonderful idea. Start out by being glad you are yourself. Then you can expand rapidly into the divine plan of your life where you fulfill your destiny. You may be sure that the divine plan of your life will give you perfect satisfaction. You will no longer envy anyone. People often become impatient and discouraged. I was inspired by reading in the paper about Omaha, the famous racehorse. The article said Omaha has to run a mile before he gets into his stride. There are no doubt a lot of Omahas in the world, but they can get into their spiritual stride and win the race in the twinkling of an eye. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Delight thyself in the Lord, and he will give to thee the desires of thine heart. Delighting yourself in the law means to enjoy making a demonstration. To enjoy trusting God means to be happy in following your intuitive leads. Most people say, "Oh dear, I've got to demonstrate money again," or "Oh dear, my hunches make me so nervous. I haven't the nerve to follow them." People enjoy playing golf and tennis. Why can't we enjoy playing the game of life? It is because we are playing with unseen forces. With golf or tennis, they have balls they can see and a goal which is visible to the naked eye. But how much more important is this game of life? The goal is the divine plan of your life where all conditions are permanently perfect. In all thy ways acknowledge him and he will make plain thy path. Every moment we can link with intuition will give us as definite a lead as a signpost. So many people are leading such complicated lives because they are trying to think things out of instead of intuiting the way out. I know a woman who says she has a thorough knowledge of truth and its application. By the minute she has a problem, she reasons and weighs and measures the situation. It is never solved. Intuition flies out of the window when reason comes to the door. Intuition is a spiritual faculty, the superconscious, and never explains itself. There came a voice before me, saying, "This is the way, walk ye in it." Someone asked me if the reasoning mind was ever any good. The reasoning mind must be redeemed. Trust in spiritual and it will be given you. Your part is to be a good receiver. Prepare for your blessing. Rejoice and give thanks and it will come to pass. I have weapons ye know not of. I have waged which will astound you. End of this chapter. Now this is an amazing chapter and I had not read Florence Scovel Shinn for a while, and I do read her quite often, and it's always a joy, and I hope you really like hearing my voice reading it. Florence Scovel Shinn is amazing in a sense that in one chapter like this will give you everything you need. I think we should start by saying that you should be happy being you. She mentioned this halfway to the chapter, but it's really important to start with this. If you are happy being yourself, then the rest will follow suit. She mentioned being happy being yourself, which means cultivating self-love, cultivating self-acceptance and self-encouragement. Then once you have this self-love, you can go to the next step, which is trusting God, which is, those people, Neville Goddard, Joseph Murphy, and Neville Goddard, they were alive and popular at a different time, so they used this religious vocabulary a lot, which is different nowadays, but to each their own. But you can easily replace God with the universe if you want, or any other entity that you prefer to use. Anyhow, you have to trust in the universe. As soon as you plant the seed in your subconscious mind, you have to trust the universe and not question the law and how it will come about. So in other words, you don't need to question if you're doing it right. You don't need to question how it will come and when it will come, because you have to trust in the universe. And by trusting your universe, it will generally come the fastest way possible, because you have not having thoughts that contradict the seed that you have planted. You are not you are not unearth the seed you have planted by your thoughts and emotions. Which leads me to the third thing she mentioned, which is negative thoughts. By not loving yourself, not asserting yourself, and not trusting the law, you are full of negative thoughts and negative emotions. You are reasoning as well. You question when it will come, how should you go about it, when instead you should actually love yourself, trust the law, and it will come in its own magnificent way, because that's where you need to trust the Lord, trust the universe. So you can't have dominant negative thoughts, overwhelming negative thoughts, and expect everything to go smoothly. But in order to not have those negative thoughts and doubts and all this shitty stuff, so to speak, you need to prepare yourself to receive. And how do you prepare yourself to receive? By laying a good foundation, meditation, reversing your negative thoughts, and you have to trust in the law. And we're all in the same boat, because the reasoning mind wants to use the senses to give us clues as to what is happening. But if, and let's use the superconscious mind term that Florence Scovel Shinn eloquently used, when you trust in the superconscious mind, you don't need to be reasoning. Why? Because intuition will come from the superconscious mind, which is something much levels above the conscious mind, which means the Lord works in mysterious ways. And I have weapons that ye know not of, which in other words means I have ways that you can't even understand, cannot even fathom. So once we can get into this flow and trust and give way to this power of the universe, which is within ourselves too. But if we were to remove the obstacle, the barriers, and actually trust in the process and follow the intuition instead of being scared of the intuition, then miracles can happen. But it is a practice, because after all, we are human beings with senses, so we tend to obey the senses. But even Neville Goddard used to say that believe in this assumption until this assumption hardens into fact. So they're all saying pretty much the same thing. You have to trust the universe and not trust the reality that you can see and other people can see. If you are to live in the world of the wondrous, as Florence Scovel Shinn usually love to say, if you are to live in the world of the wondrous, you don't need to be triggered by what is happening in front of you, because your reality is of the wondrous, which is the vision you cultivate in your mind. So I don't want to get too far ahead, because that's just one chapter, but I think it's a beautiful chapter and it's a great way to start this book. I hope you loved it. Get ready for the next chapters of this book. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. And if you are listening via podcast, well, a review would always do good. Thank you so much, and I'll see you very soon.